is a firm. It is a marketing firm. What it does is it does lead generation for other companies, right? So other companies, if they want to acquire their services, if they want to buy their services, so they would provide them potential leads or potential customers, which can actually later on be converted into proper real life customers, right? The next we have social, mobile and local marketing and advertising. We will be looking at social, mobile and local marketing in detail in our upcoming chapters, but just to discuss it briefly, let's start with social marketing and advertising. It is very obvious from the word itself that social marketing and advertising, it uses online social networks and communities to build brands and drive sales, right? One of the major functions of marketing, which we know, are building brands and driving sales. So whenever we try to build brands or drive sales on our social online networks, that would be social marketing and advertising, right? We have different platforms for social networking. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have other apps, we have games, we can communicate in games, we have blogs, we have forums. So billions are actually being spent on this type of advertising, and apparently it is very much effective. Why is it effective? It is effective because whenever we are on this in social media, or whenever we are doing social networking, what is happening there, the very good quality of social media is that things actually get viral here, right? Things get viral, things start to spread, and even what marketers need to do is just to float a certain piece of information or anything like that, and what will happen, it starts to get viral, and once it gets viral, then it is very difficult to stop it. In fact, when a thing gets viral, it means that the company has floated it on the platform, and then the potential customers or even the target of that certain piece of communication, they act as carriers for that message. They continue to spread it. Now, a positive thing for marketers in social media is that it works like word of mouth, right? On social media, there is always a peer-to-peer relationship between people, friends, families, and other things. So all of them, they act as consumers of a certain product, right? They do not act as businesses over there. They all act as consumers, a population of consumers, right? So this type of marketing, as it acts as word of mouth, it is more authentic to consumers rather than a message that is directly coming from the organization, because a point comes in mind, a certain idea comes in mind, that whatever organization is making a certain product, it would always, logically speaking, it would always try to highlight its merit, and its merits, and they will try to hide its demerits. But this type of thing does not happen in word of mouth, because both the consumers who are actually sharing information with each other, they do not have any personal interests in selling a certain product. So they usually give genuine information and share experiences with other customers, right? So social media marketing and advertising, it is very much effective, and it apparently can cost less, right? So there are 4 different features of social marketing and advertising that are actually causing this growth in social media marketing and advertising, right? The first one is social sign-on. Now, what is social sign-on? Signing into various websites through social network pages like Facebook's, etc., right? There are many other websites, there are even games, and there are things like that. Whenever we are trying to log in into those, they give us 2 options, either to create a new ID or to log in through Facebook. So it is, most of the times, it is very much convenient for us to log in with our Facebook. So what happens in this case, it allows the websites, whatever website you're logging into, it receives all the valuable information of your social profile, right, from Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything, and that information can be used for their marketing efforts, right? That information can be used as in marketing research of that product, of that brand, right? So this is the first point, which makes the social marketing and advertising more effective. Then we have collaborative shopping. It is another point, creating an environment where consumers can share their shopping experiences, right, with one another, by viewing products, chatting, or even texting in the comment section or things like that. So in collaborative shopping, what is happening that consumers on both ends, they are actually trying to share their experiences, share their ideas through comments or chats or anything like that. So it helps because it again, as I have said, that a consumer will always trust the word of another consumer more than the word of the business itself, right? So this is another plus point. Then we have network notification. Network notification is creating an environment where consumers can share their approvals or disapprovals of any certain or product or services, right? In some cases, like Facebook, they have even given the like buttons as well, but in certain cases there is always a comment section where you can mention your approvals or disapprovals of a product or service or anything, right? Then we have social search, recommendation, we can call that as well. In social search, what happens that we try to ask our community, the social circle that we have online, we try to get recommendations from them, right? It enables an environment where consumers can ask their friends for advice on a certain purchase, right? Advice on a certain purchase, and what happens here, the consumers in return, they share their experiences, so whether they would be recommending a certain thing or not. So all these four things, they actually tell us why social media can be a very effective marketing and advertising tool, right? And a lot of firms nowadays are actually using this thing. Then the next one, we have mobile marketing and advertising. The word itself suggests that we have all those handheld devices, those smart devices that we have, smartphones or tablets or things like that. They also act as marketing and advertising tool. First of all, in a way, it is related to the social media marketing, because nowadays most of the time social media is being used through mobile or tablet or any other handheld device, right? These are more convenient, these are faster, most of the time wireless, they are available anytime, anywhere. So these are the few benefits of it. This field is still it has to grow a little more, but still mobile marketing, it includes things like display of banner ads, rich ads, videos, games, emails, text messages, etc., right? So these type of things, they can be used as marketing tools. Then we have local marketing. The local marketing sometimes is also called the social mobile local nexus. Basically it is sort of a combination of social, mobile and local marketing, right? All these three things actually they combine and work together. What happens here, local marketing is the third major trend in e-commerce right nowadays. What happens here is that there are different types of let's talk about local marketing first. Whenever there are things like, whenever we are going into a certain market, right? Whenever we are walking maybe in a certain marketplace and at certain location, so that type of information is actually being received by the companies through geo-targeting, right? The most common local marketing tools are geo-targeting using Google Maps or things like that, right? So what happens that according on the basis of your on the basis of your location, you start getting different marketing messages, right? Now this location can be as narrow as a certain marketplace, or this location could be maybe country wise or things like that, right? So what happens here is that whatever message you are getting, whatever marketing information you are receiving, they are actually local to you, they are relevant to you, they are near to you. So for example, if you are in Pakistan, you won't be getting any advertisement related to India. For example, if you are in a certain city of Pakistan, you won't be receiving messages which might be irrelevant to you because of your location, right? So in this case, the most commonly used venues, it includes Google, Facebook, Amazon, Yahoo, things like that. So the local marketing is all about they are divided, they are segmenting, they are targeting specific niches, specific segments, and that segments are actually based totally upon location, right? So this was about the traditional. Now we have some other online marketing strategies as well, which are important to mention, other than the traditional, which we have been discussing since our 2 lectures. The first one which we would want to discuss is known as customization and customer co-production, right? Now we all know what customization is: changing the product according to the user's preferences, right? This is customization. This is one of the biggest powers that e-commerce actually give us. It is important for the customer. It gives customer a better sense of the sense of value. In this case, what we do, we actually change the product according to the user's preferences, right? Another thing, customer co-production, it actually takes the customization a step further. What happens here is that here the customer is actually allowed to interactively create the product, right? When you are trying to create a certain product for a customer according to that customer, so in that process the customer is also allowed to participate. So in a way, the customer is actually producing that product for him or herself as much as you are, right? So customization and customer co-production strategy. Then we have customer service. Now we know what customer service is and why it is very much important. Customer services, they do play a very important role when we talk about marketing, because customer service is where the consumer can actually feel valued, where the consumer can actually choose you over your competitor, right? It can be a unique selling proposition of yours, right? So what happens in customer service? It is basically a website's approach to customer service. What happens here is that online customer service, it is more than simply following through an order fulfillment, right? It is much to do with how the customer actually is the customer getting what the customer want? Is the customer getting something how the customer wants, right? When the customer wants. So these type of things are very important. Customer services, it includes many services, like many websites have added the frequently asked questions in their website. Now they often help a lot. Then we have real-time customer service chat systems. When you go to a website, you want to communicate, you have some questions or things like that, there are real-time representatives sitting over there. They are there to help you. Then we have automated response systems. In automated response systems, most of the times it might have happened to you as well. When you go to website, a certain chat window pops up, and when you write something, so automatic responses are actually recorded there, and you get those type of responses, right? So automated responses, they do have a good impact over it. Most of the times there are messages which are actually solving your problems, and sometimes there are messages where they have some generalized pre-recorded type of thing, maybe statements like thank you for contacting us and we will be answering your queries very soon, or things like that. Then we have customer retention strategies, right? Customer retention strategies, the first thing is personalization. This is how we can actually retain our customers. Personalization means tailoring the marketing messages according to the customer, right? Sometimes we receive emails with our names mentioned in it, right? So these type of things. Sometimes we receive birthday messages from our bank or the organization we are working in. So most of the times they are automated messages, but the difference between customization and personalization is that in customization we tailor the product. In personalization we tailor the marketing message, whatever we are sending to that customer, right? Then we have internet-based advertising. It is also known as behavioral targeting. We have already mentioned the fact that whenever we are operating online, we are leaving a footprint behind. What type of pages we are browsing, what type of how much time we are spending on what type of websites, right? Our behavior patterns, our purchase patterns. So these type of things, this information is stored somewhere, and organizations on the basis of this information, they actually they actually provide you with different advertisements, right? For example, just take it as an experiment. Whenever you are operating online, just spend a few minutes while searching for strings for a certain guitar, right? Just search these things, and after a while you will notice that on all the platforms we are using, maybe YouTube or Facebook or even your other social media pages, you will start getting ads related to guitars and guitar strings, right? How has that happened? People, somewhere organizations, they have actually accessed this information that you are interested in guitar and guitar strings, right? So then after that you start getting those type of advertisements. So this is called behavioral targeting, and this is effective because in this case you get relevant ads, right? Irrelevant ads, we usually straight away reject them, but these are the types of ad which we have shown interest in one way or another, right? Then we have retargeting ads. What is retargeting ads? Retargeting ads actually mean that showing the same ad to individuals across multiple websites, multiple platforms. We use different websites, different social media platforms, different applications. So retargeting means that the same message is actually being given to you through many platforms, right? So that was it for today. In the next lecture we will be moving forward. I hope to have a good question answer session in our live class. Thank you. Have a good day.